Well, hello, fellow diamond painters. DP Crazy Lady. It is 12:20, well, 12:18 p.m. Excuse me. And it is the 22nd. It is Friday. And it's 2024, and it is 34 degrees out. We just got back probably about 30, 40 minutes ago, taking Puppy to get his nails cut and picking up his meds and the flea med for the kitty. Oh, he is awful. I had to fight him to get his sweater on. I don't know what his issue is with the sweater lately. It's like he just wants to, carry on, hassle, all that stuff. I don't know what his problem is, but it took a good 3 to 5 minutes to get his stupid sweater on. Then get him in the car, and it's the next town over, which is only probably about 15 minutes away where that vet's office is. And the whole way there and the whole way back, all he did was scream and cry. He wants to go in the car. I've said this, I don't know how many times. He wants to go in the car. He wants to go for a ride. But as soon as he gets in the car, it's the same screaming and yelling. And I really don't want to dope him up for a car ride unless we're taking like a really long trip, because the vets have suggested, that baby Benadryl and whatever, but it takes a while for it to work. And then I hate like heck bringing him back home and he would still be doped up and everything, so I don't want to do that. Had him weighed. He was originally 14 and some odd pounds 3 months ago. He weighs 15 and a quarter now. I think maybe that quarter pound or a little bit of that was his harness and his sweater. But I figure he's about 15 pounds, so he's gained about a pound. So we're going to have to watch it. I mean, 15 pounds, that's fine, I just don't want him to get much higher than that, because I noticed when he looks about 15 pounds or so, you can see where, he looks a little chubby because he's small. So I don't want him to gain too much weight, and this dog food, may do that. But he'll probably walk it off or run it off this summer. We'll take him for walks and let him run up at the park up here on a big long line. So he'll work that pound off or so, I just don't want him overweight. Just because an animal gets spayed or neutered doesn't mean, that they have to gain weight. Excuse me. So, I'm enjoying the squares on this. They don't fit together as well as I think, that I know Craftably did. But I have a little bit of trash. This time I want to keep the trash. I want to see how much trash I do get again in a diamond art, So I'm not concerned about how good or how bad this one looks, because it's going to go right back in the box, and when it's done, and no one's going to see it. So excuse me while I take a drink. Oh, choke myself. So I finished filling out everything for the cross-stitch site that contacted me, and hopefully I'll hear back from them. I figure since it's in China, uh, if, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I email them, unless they've got somebody working, their email system 24/7, I probably won't hear from them until, between midnight and 6 a.m. or 8 a.m., tonight, because it's a different, time over there. So I'll wait and see what happens. I picked out a couple that I thought I would give it, a shot at, and we'll see what happens. Excuse me. So, other than that, okay, today I'm making, I mentioned it last night, I'm going to do salmon. But what I have still had some of that sauce left over, that teriyaki sauce that I made. And I've got the salmon defrosting. And, oops, excuse me, I'm telling you. And I'm going to marinate it in that, that coffee is repeating. Marinate it in that teriyaki sauce. And then I'm going to put it in the air fryer for supper. That ought to turn out really good. And then I boiled some eggs. I'm going to make a salad and lima beans, because I love lima beans. And let's see, not going to do anything this weekend. I do have to run out probably on Sunday for a short trip to the gas station to put some gas in my car. I was going to do it today, but I stopped by one gas station. See, I have to buy premium in that car. Thank goodness it's a very small tank. It's only between an 8 and a 10-gallon tank. But the premium, when I seen it this time at the one gas station I stopped at, I went, oh no, $4.50 a gallon. And, it's like almost $5 a gallon. I'm lucky if I get 1 gallon, because I was just going to throw $5 or $6 in it, because I don't need that much, because my daughter has that doctor's appointment on Monday, and I don't want to run out of gas. I'm down to see, in my car it measures it in what you call little bars, and I think there's like 8 bars or something like that. It's about a bar per gallon approximately, and I'm down to 1 bar. So I don't know if that's considered, a quarter of a tank, an eighth of a tank. I don't know what it's considered. All I know is I don't want to start driving. I don't want to drive it too far and have the little thing flash at me telling me, hey, you're running out of gas. So I think I'm going to check online and see if Myers, we had gotten a Myers grocery store opened last year, not far from us, and thank goodness you don't need, there's no membership, or anything like that, and they have their own gas station, and theirs is pretty reasonable. So I'm going to check and see if, this is a bad time to get gas. When you get gas on the weekends, for some reason they raise the prices. They figure, on Friday and stuff, people fill up their tanks because they're going to go somewhere over the weekend or whatever. So probably the best time I should have gotten gas would have been like Tuesday or Wednesday, and maybe early or in the day on Thursday. But it never fails. If I don't go anywhere, I don't get around to doing it. So I've got to get at least some gas. I don't like the gaps in these. I keep pushing them over, hoping that they meet, but it doesn't look bad with the light out, and I don't like that anyway. It should look halfway decent, even with the light on. At least I know Craftably's did. But anyway, so anybody got any plans for the weekend, or is this just another, same old, just different day? That's what it is for me. It's just the same old. Not going to be doing anything but diamond painting, and that's I got to vacuum the living room, dust a little bit, and that's about the extent of it. Not a whole lot, to do. And the bad thing is, here in this room, I decide, every once in a while, oh, I'm gonna clean up this room. I mean, I clean it, but I mean clean it up and I'm gonna reorganize, because I want to go through stuff again and throw out what I don't like or what I don't use or something like that. But I go through my diamond painting paraphernalia, where I put stickers in one box, label stickers, and the little green trays, all this other stuff. Well, I put my release papers somewhere, and I couldn't remember where. You reorganize and you say, well, here's where they were. Where did I put them? And I searched last night, oh gosh, for a half hour, 45 minutes, trying to figure out where in the heck did I put them. And I said, well, I only have one area where I keep my release papers, in this one table that has a cart built in it. And that's where I keep, my storage containers and my clips and just odds and ends. And that's where I kept all my release papers and everything as well. I went through that thing twice and couldn't find them. I said, what the heck? That's the only place I put them. I even looked through some of my boxes that I have on another shelf. They weren't there either. So I thought, oh my gosh. And I knew that my largest storage container set from, because I have one that was from Temu, and then the other two were your name brand ones off of Amazon. The one my daughter got me last year for Mother's Day, and then the other one, that's a 30 bottle. The other one is 120, I think it is, a 120 one. And so I thought, I knew it was heavy. It was really heavy and everything, because I have it filled mostly with all the colors that go with my gnomes. So I'm like, I know that thing's heavy. Well, I opened it up, and don't you know, in the netting part of that stupid bottle storage suitcase were all my release papers. I don't remember putting them in there. And I thought, oh, here we go. 72 years old, and my mind's going. And it's like I always tell my mother, you always forget where you're going when you're in your own house. You get up and you say, okay, I got to go get here, and you get halfway there, and you're, what am I doing in here? And I said, I'm going to have to start writing. If I move something and put it elsewhere, I'm going to have to start writing little notes. The only problem is then I have to remember where I wrote the notes and where I put the notes. So, it's like, Cosby always used to say, you get up and go to get something and you can't remember what you went to get. But as soon as you come back and sit, you go, oh, I remember it. You know why? Your brain's in your butt. So that's what usually happens is, and I did it in my younger years too, so I don't think it has anything to do with getting older. But it happens. It happens a lot. And, if the little man in my head would still use well, he's not using GPS, or he's trying to use GPS, and he's a little aged. And I keep trying to tell him, map, the map that we used to fold and unfold. If you're too old to work a GPS, then go back to the map. Then you'll know where you're going, and maybe there'll be an X that says, here, this is where it is. So it's fun. It's fun trying to figure some things out, I'll tell you. And I don't mind getting older. It doesn't bother me. I don't really think about it. I mean, well, every once in a while, it crosses your mind like, oh, geez, how much time has flown by? I mean, it's like my stepdad, 102 years old, and you're going, what he's seen, what he's done, that he's worked all his life, and it's like, and I sit here and think, okay, well, I'm 72. I haven't, what have I seen? What have I done? So it's like, it's amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. But I don't think about, I don't want to say I don't think about getting old, because I'm already older. I'm older. I'm not old. Okay. I'm not old. I'm not senile. I still cook. I still clean. I diamond paint. I can work a computer. Not as well as, the younger generation. It was there when they were there. But I can do my thing. And let's see. What else do I babble about here? Oh, God. That's awful when you can't, you just start, blah, 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 I'm still at the same weight. I haven't gained, I haven't lost. Like I said, I'm going to try some more walking as soon as the weather decides to make up its mind what it wants to do. But like I said, I got the other PR package that would be from GBFKE. Will, like I said, he'll send me the tracking next week when they ship. So I said I don't know how long something like that takes. And for the cross stitch, I don't know how long that takes, because I don't know when they will ship, if they decide to ship. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I didn't even notice that company that has cross stitch contacted me, because it went in my spam folder. I don't know, why it did, but it did. So I, as soon as I saw it, I contacted them, and then they said, and I thought it was, I think they call it a connection, not a cooperation or whatever. I don't remember. I saw it, and and I don't have Facebook. I don't have Instagram. I don't have, Twitter and all that stuff. So anything I show on a company's product is here on my YouTube. That's it. You know, that's the extent of my advertisement. So, you know, maybe it doesn't get as far and wide for their business, but I give it a shot, you know, and I don't know if anybody's interested in cross stitch. I can, like I said, I can do that on the side. That's no big deal. I can set up my big old scroll frame and you know, get it up. And one thing I need to get though is I need to get another light with a magnifier on it, because sometime with cross stitch, I don't know, well, it needs I need a better light, and I have a large magnifier, but it doesn't have a light on it, and I need one that will attach to the metal pole on the scroll frame. So, you know, babbled on that. So, and let's see, what do I got on here? Gee, I feel like I've been talking a lot longer, and that's only about 20 minutes. 20 minutes, oh my gosh. Yeah, I just decided to do this. You know, I was lucky to even have this to do, because when I sat and I wasn't burnt out on diamond painting, but it was like, you know, all the ones that I have, I love them. That's why I got them. Except, like I said, this one came in a group. You know, it was kind of like a D-stash, and it was just added right in there, you know. So in order to get the ones I wanted, this one was there. And I sat and I started to worry that, geez, is there anything I want to diamond paint? I mean, I looked at, like I said, at least half of my stash, and I just, you know, do I want to do it? And all night long, you know, I just couldn't think of anything. Everything I looked at, and that's a shame too, because it's not like I have tons, but it's almost like being like a kid that has everything and they get bored, you know, because they have too much. Well, it wasn't that I was bored, it was like I was trying to get something to talk to me, I guess, you know, that wanted to be diamond painted, or that I wanted to diamond paint. And there were a couple that I thought about, and then I thought, no, that it's going to hang over my table, and is it worth the hassle? Sometimes when they hang over the table, I worry about the drills coming back out, or it bending funny, or something. It just, I don't know, I thought about it and thought about it. And so, you know, it was an all night long thing, and then the next day and afternoon, if I hadn't had my daughter, you know, in here in town, hey, look through my stuff, tell me. So I wasn't worried that I wouldn't be diamond painting again. I was just not finding something to give me that drive back. And it's not like this one is really giving me a drive back into you know, diamond painting. I wasn't really out of it, but at least this one gives me, you know, like an incentive. And I don't mind squares, and you know, maybe it's because I had done so many rounds and worked on them, you know, I don't know. But you know, this one's okay. And as I said, once it's done, it's just going to be rolled up, put in a box, back in its box, and probably pretty much forgotten about. And that's a shame too, but it's just not something that I have a taste for. And I mean, my one sister, it's funny because my one sister that I did the Buddha and stuff for, I'm waiting to see if she's gotten it framed yet. I don't know. That's her taste. My other sister was saying something about the Indian stuff, and that's why I did that Mononoke or whatever it was that I'm going to be... I told her I had a present for and I was going to ship it, and she said, don't bother. When they come out for my mother's birthday in April, just give it to her then. That way I didn't have to spend, shipping, which is fine. But I noticed one of her bathrooms is all Oriental too. I never knew she liked Oriental because before everything was Indian and Southwestern and so on and so forth. So I don't know if she took a clue from her, from her other sister that, oh, I want Oriental. So what she does with this Indian is up to her, So if it isn't, and I'll tell you, if it isn't something she likes, I'll take it back. I will. I'll bring it home, I'll frame it, and hang it in my hallway. Now, my hallway is nondescript. It's naturally there's no style or anything in there. In a stupid hallway, I can hang anything I want there. Be like your little gallery, Just hang whatever. So, well, I have nothing else to talk about that I know of. I'm gonna finish my coffee and work on this, and hopefully get at least this little section done in a day. I'm not in a rush. No contest, no nothing, And now in April I will sometime be bringing out one more gnome because it'll be for May, I think. So I have to, get that one done in April. So I'm going to get off here then and get this uploaded. See if I can find something for lunch, because the stomach is a grumbling. So we will, if I don't get back on here tomorrow, I'll be back on Sunday to give a weekend report, which there is no report. There is nothing I am doing, so does not matter. So I hope you all have a good weekend. If there's something you're planning, be safe, stay healthy, watch out for the other guy. You never know what's on their minds. So have a good one. Oh, pretty easy. Have a good one. Enjoy your rest of your Friday, and have a great weekend. Hopefully the weather will start cooperating and be nice for everybody. And I'll see you again later. So, love y'all. Hugs. DP Crazy Lady, I'm out.